morning, February the 3rd here, 2026, 9:23 a.m. Give you a little look outside. How's everybody doing today, preacher? We also know that Jesus says in the end days the Queen of the South will come seeking the wisdom of Solomon for something that is greater than Solomon. Even though it was Jesus saying it, he was respecting that the end days would have a queen. The preacher. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king of Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher. Vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What profit has a man of all labors which he takes under the sun? One generation passes away and another generation comes, but the earth abides in her forever. The sun also arises, and the sun goes down, and hastens to the place where he arose. The wind goes towards the south, and turns about the north. It whirls, and continually the wind returns, again according to his circuits. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full unto the place where the rivers come. All these things are full of labor. Man cannot utter if the eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor hearing, or hearing. The thing that has been, and which shall be, and which is done, is what shall be done. And there's no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It has been already old time, which was before us. Is there no new remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are come, with those that shall come after. The preacher was king over Israel in Jerusalem, and I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under the heaven. This sore travail has God given to sons of men, to exercise therewithin. I have seen the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. That which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. I commune with my own heart, saying, look, I am come to a state, and I've gotten more wisdom than all they have been before me in Jerusalem. Yes, my heart has great experience of wisdom and knowledge. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know the madness and folly. And I perceive this also to vexation of spirit. For in much wisdom is much grief, and that increased knowledge increases sorrow. I said in my heart, go now. I will prove you of myrrh, therefore enjoy pleasure, and behold, this is also vanity. I said of laughter, is mad, and of myrrh, what does it? I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and lay hold of folly, till I might see the good thing that the sons of men, which they should do under the heavens all the days of their life. I made me great works, and I built my house. I planted my vineyards. I made me gardens of orchards, and I planted trees of them of all kinds of fruits. I made me pools of water to water within, wood that brings forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and servants born in my house. I also had great possession of great and small cattle above all that were Jerusalem before me. I gathered me also silver and peculiar treasures of the kings and provinces that gat me men singers and women singers, and the delight of the sons of men as musical instruments, so that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. Whatsoever my eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy. For my heart rejoiced in all the labors that was my portion of my labor. Then I looked at all the works of my hand that it had wrought me on labor, and I had labored to do all. And behold, all was vanity and vexation of spirit. There was no profit under the sun. I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. Have you ever heard of mayhem? I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly, for what can the men do that comes after the king? Even which has been already has been done. Then I saw that wisdom excelled folly as far as light excelled darkness. The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walks in darkness. And I myself perceived also that one event happens to all of them. This said on my heart, as it happened to the fool, it happened also unto me. And why was I more wise? Then I said in my heart, this is also vanity. For there's no remembrance in the wise more than the fool forever. Seeing that which now in the days to come shall also be forgotten, and how dies the wise man as a fool. Therefore I hated life, because the works are all wrought under the sun is grievous unto me, for all is vanity, vexation of spirit. Yes, I hated all my labor which I had taken under the sun, because I should have left it to the man that came after me. And who knows whether he shall be a wise man or a fool? Yet shall he rule over my labor within I have labored, and wherewithin I show myself under the sun, that is also vanity. Therefore I went around to cause my heart to despair of all labor which I took under the sun. For there is a man who labors in wisdom and knowledge and equity. Yet a man has not labored therein shall leave for his portion. This is also vanity and a great evil. For what has a man is all his labor, and the vexation of heart where he has labored under the sun. For his days are sorrow, his travail is grief, his heart cannot rest at night. This is also vanity. There is nothing better for a man that he should eat and drink, that he should make his soul enjoy good in his labor. This I also saw that was taken from the hand of God. For who can eat, or who has here unto more than I? For God has given to a man is good in sight, wisdom, and knowledge, and joy. But to the sinner he gives travail to gather and to heap up all that he may give him, that he is good before God. This is also vanity and vexation in spirit. Listen, To everything under the sun, there is a season. There is a purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to pluck up which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down. If you're crying, your next season will be dancing, I promise you. Then I spent 4, 5, 6 years dancing until I was moved off. There is a season, equally balanced. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war. And the last is a time for peace. What profit has the work and wisdom labored? I have seen the travail which God has given to the sons of men to exercise in it. He's made everything beautiful in time. Also, he set the world in the heart of men. Confine the work of God, make from the beginning to the end. I know that there is no good in them. But for a man to rejoice and to do good in his life, and also that every man should eat and drink and enjoy the good of all his labor. It is a gift of God. I know that whatsoever God does, it shall be forever. Nothing can be put away or nothing taken away. And God does it, and men should fear before him. That which has been now and which has been has already been. God requires that which is past. And moreover, I saw under the sun a place of judgment. Who rises in the end days with judgment? The preacher. Another preacher. One better than Solomon. Jesus and her, the Queen of the South. That wickedness there at judgment, that wickedness was there. In the place of righteousness, that was iniquity was there. I said in my heart, God shall judge the righteous and the wicked. For there's a time for every purpose and a time for every work. And remember, when there's war, it's just the beginning. But after the war is peace. That's the next season. I said in my heart, concerning the estate of Son of Men, that God might manifest them, that they might see, that they might them theirself, that they are beast. For which befalls the Son of Men, befalls beast, even one thing befalling them. As one dies, so dies another. And they all have one breath, so that a man has no preeminence above a beast. For all of this is vanity. All goes to one place, all back to dust, and turns to dust again. Who knows the spirit of a man if it goes upward, or the spirit of a beast goes downward to the earth? Wherefore I perceive that there's nothing better than a man should rejoice his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him? Who? Chapter 4. So I returned and I considered the oppressions that are done under the sun, and behold, the tears of such as were oppressed, and they had no comforter. And on the side of their oppressor was power, but they had no comforter. Wherefore I praised the death which they are already dead more than living, yet which are alive. Better is he that both they which are not yet been, and they have been seen the evil works that are under the sun. Again I considered all travail, every right work that what a man is envied in his neighbor. This is also vanity and a vexation of spirit. The fool folds his hands together and eats his own flesh. Better is a handful of quietness than both hands full of travail and vexation of spirit. Then I returned, and I saw vanity under the sun. There is one alone. There is not a second. And he has neither child nor brother. Yet there is no end of all his labor. Neither is his eye satisfied with riches. Neither says he, for whom did I labor and bereave my soul of good? This is also vanity. Yes, it's a sore travail. Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falls, for he has not anyone to help him up. Again, two lie together. It doesn't say this or that. It says two lie together, and they have heat. But how can he be warm alone? If one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Better is poor and a wise child than an old foolish king, who will no more be admonished. For out of the prison he will come to reign. Sounds like Apollo, the destroyer. Abaddon. Where he is also, he that's born his kingdom becomes poor. That's a sad day. I considered all the living which walks under the sun, with the second child that shall stand up in his stead. There's no end of all the people, even that have been born, him also that come after, shall not rejoice in him. Surely this is also vanity and vexation of spirit. Keep thy foot when you go to the house of God, and be more ready to hear than to give sacrifice to fools. Don't give your pearls to swine. If they consider not, they do as evil. Be rash with the mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter things before God. For God is in heaven and upon earth, therefore let your words be few. For a dream comes through the multitude of the business, and a fool's voice known by a multitude of words. When you give a vow unto God, defer not to pay it, for he has no pleasure in fools. Pay that which is you have vowed. Better is it that you should not vow, than you should vow and not pay. Suffer not your mouth because the flesh to sin. Neither say before the angel that it was an error before God. Be angry at your voice and destroy the works of your hand. For in the multitude of dreams, many words are also divers vanities, but fear of God. If you see the oppression of poor and violent perverting of judgment and justice and providence, don't marvel at that matter. For he that is higher than the highest regards, and there will be a higher than them. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loves silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loves abundance will increase. This is also vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. And what good is there that the owner thereof, saving behold of them with their eyes? The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat of much, but the abundance of a rich will not suffer him to sleep. There is sore evil which I have been under the sun, namely riches, kept the owner thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and begotten a son, and there is nothing in his hand, and he come forth of his mother's womb naked. He shall return as he came, and shall take nothing of